Hello friends, it's Catherine Allendorf, Creative Memories Independent Advisor in Brisbane, Australia. Over on our Scrap Happy Cath Facebook group, we have our April challenge happening, which is to use a punch that you haven't used for at least 6 months. So we've got some beautiful designs coming in, but I just thought I would take the opportunity to do a series of very short videos, just taking you through the different types of punches and just give you some ideas on how to use them. So first up today, I wanted to just take you through the different types of punches that Creative Memories have. So Creative Memories is known for having the best tools on the market, of course. So I just wanted to take you through the different types of punches that we have available. So I'll just pop a few out here and we'll take you through them. So we have our standalone punches. So I've got the Bumblebee here, or the beautiful 5-leaf punch, and what they do is punch out a singular shape. All right, so that's the standalone punch. Then we have our Bordermaker cartridges, and these are super great value because they're only $31.50 per punch. They bring out a new punch with just about every single collection, and they fit into the their housing unit, the Bordermaker system, to create your borders, and I'll show you in a moment how that works. All right, and then we've got our big border punches as well. So they come in lots of different designs, and they usually have one that's released with every collection as well. So this one's the Infinity Heart. It's just about my favorite that they've ever released. And then I'll just show you also the Mandela Burst. This one was so popular it got bought into the regular collection. You can see why it's absolutely beautiful. So what I'll do is just take you through the different types of punches and how to use them. So we'll just take this out of the way. And first up, we'll use the standalone punch, and we'll just show you how that one works. So all of the punches pack flat like this, and they have a little clip at the top. So you just release the clip and that will release the punch. Okay, so you just need to pop the cardstock or paper or whatever you're using into the housing, just like so. You can check on the back if it's actually in. So if you've only got a very small piece, you can see through the punch shape. I'll just bring that up to the camera. You can see that that's not all the way through. So if you are working with a small piece of paper, you can actually check through the back of the punch there to make sure that you're not going off the edge of the paper. And you simply punch that out like so, and you get your cute little shape. All right, the other thing to be aware of with the standalone punches is that they're actually designed to fit in with these shape punches. There's a circle punch and a square punch. So again, we'll just release the punch and open that up, and we'll just another colour cardstock, and I'll just show you again. See, you can see through the back of the punch really easily on this one if you're going to hit the edge of the paper. So we'll just pop it in. And you can see how easy these punches are to use. I've got ladies with arthritis and other joint injuries, with muscular issues, and these punches are far and away the best punches that they've told me that they have ever used. So you can see all of these little standalone punches fit really beautifully within the shape punches as well. So you can use this with any of the standalone punches. So this little umbrella shape, or medallions, little trains, or whatever you have, they'll fit inside that, and that makes a really sweet border. And I'll show you an idea on that one a little bit later. The next punch is the Bordermaker cartridges. So there's a double rickrack chain out at the moment. They do come out with most collections. They'll make a new one. So this is the Elements Edge that's come out in the past. These ones aren't available, but I'll put them out to give you an idea. So there's an ornament chain. So they usually do a really sweet Christmas one. They've had stockings in the past, little elves and things, and this is a little crystal chain one as well. So you can get an idea of the different types of designs that are released. I do recommend, if you see something that you like, buy it. Don't wait if you don't have to wait, because things we're finding lately are selling through quite quickly. So if you are looking for something that's sold out, please contact your advisor first, because we may have stock available to sell before you go on to the buy swap sell sites. The little nodules come out of the front because these actually slot into the guides, so they must be poking out of the front of your housing. Okay, and that you just hold it upside down and let them fall in like that, and they go in quite easily. If you're ever having a problem getting your cartridge into your housing unit, please stop and take a moment and make sure that you've got these little nodules poking out the front. Okay, and then to release the cartridge, there's this little button on the back. You just press that. Shake. This is a new one, so it's a little bit stiffer than normal, but yeah, you just pop it in like so, button on the back, and it'll slide out. Okay, so we'll just let that click in, and you can see that the lever at the top is now activated. Okay, I'm right-handed, so I'm automatically doing it this way, but you can see on the front of your cartridge you've got a small nodule and a large nodule, and they fit into these guides that along the front of the bracket here, so you can see that they fit in really nicely there. So when we go to use it, you can see it's not going to fit. You can't punch it because it doesn't fit until it's in those little housing units. Okay. Alrighty, so to use this one, the guide lifts up, and there's a little guide at the bottom here, and what that does, it's got a lip here that your cardstock or paper will fit into. Okay, and what that does is it makes sure that the edge of the paper is exactly the right distance from the housing, so that your punch will fit exactly onto the edge of the page there. Okay, your little lever flips down, and the guide here will flip back under. Okay, and it snaps away, and then your paper's ready to go. This lever has a little magnet underneath it, so your paper can't move while you're punching your paper or cardstock. Okay, so what we do is we there's a little lip in here, and we just slide the paper into the cartridge, and then you just slide your cartridge along until you can feel it go into those little notches at the bottom. Okay, and you can see that it won't move anymore, it won't slide along. If it's not in, you can see that there's still quite a lot of movement in there. If you can move your cartridge, you need to stop and slide it along until you can feel it click in there. Okay, and if you really want to check, you can have a look at the bottom, and you can see that the little notches are inside those guides. Okay, so we just punch, and then you just slide it along until you feel it go into those notches. Okay, if you haven't used one before, take it slowly and let it slide in. Okay, and as long as you're taking it slowly and making sure that it slides into those little housings, you can't go wrong. Okay, beautiful. Okay, and easy as that. Some will stay attached to the paper, and then you just need to trim it off to your desired width. Some will actually punch out a shape, so I'll just do that again using the snowflake chain. So again, we just press that and it'll fall out easily. Okay, and we'll just get our new one and just let that click in. Okay, and again, we'll lift out the arm, lift up your lever, slide your cardstock in until it reaches the edge there, flip your arm down, and this one goes back underneath. All right, and then we'll just slide it in. And this is just another version of a border cartridge. And you can see this is a standalone one, and they make beautiful shapes. And don't forget, some of them have these sweet little confetti, or they call them punch poo if you're that way inclined. But some of them punch out these other really beautiful shapes. If you like those, there's little love hearts and all sorts. If you like them, then you can keep those and use them for other projects, or as an addition to your current project. You could get those little punch shapes and just stick them along the top of your border like that, for example. There you go, and that would make a sweet little addition to your border. We now have your big border punches. Okay, so there are a few variants of these that you'll see come through the collections. So this is a standard border punch. So you'll see you've got the decorative border punch, so that's your straight edge one. They do sometimes bring out the frame punch. So this is the Baroque frame punch, and I'll show you how to use that. And every now and again they'll bring out, we'll just move these along, and every now and again you'll see them bring out a circle punch, and that's this one, and that cuts out, it actually cuts out a circle frame. So I'll show you how to use each of these. We'll just pop these away for a moment. Okay, so using your standard decorative border punch, so again, you've got your little lever at the top. We'll just release that, and that opens up the punch and activates your lever there. Now, underneath the punch, you'll see there's these little black lines here, and they're your guide. So this, between these black lines is where it will actually punch. Okay, so that's your punching distance. It's usually about 2 inches. Start your punch, you can just line the edge of your paper up there with the black lines. You can start it out here and punch, and then you just need to bring your paper back into the punch area to punch out that remaining piece. But I just normally tend to start at that black line there. So we'll just pop it down, lay it down on the table. Try not to punch waving it around in the air. Try and keep it on the table, because it's going to keep everything nice and steady for you, okay? Make sure the edge of your paper is butted up really nicely against the edge there. That's going to make sure you get a nice straight punch. We'll line up the edge of the paper there with that black guide mark, and we'll just punch like so. All right, after that first punch, you just need to move your paper along. Some of these continuous punches will have a little notch, and you can line up the notch with the guide on your plate. The other way to do it is to just line up the design on your paper with the blue mark on the plate there. Okay, so we'll just pop that in and line that up. Make sure this edge of the paper is butted up straight against the edge of the plate, and you just guide your paper along until you can't see any blue sticking out anymore. Okay, and you know that the design is covering the design on the plate, and that's now lined up nicely, ready to make the next punch. Okay, so we'll just guide that along. Okay, and then when you're finished, you've got a lovely border punched out there. So that's your straight punch. So next up, I'll show you the frame punch. So this is, I'm using the Baroque frame punch. So these punches are kind of cool because they'll actually punch both a straight edge and they'll punch around corners, and I'll show you how to do that. So again, we'll flick the lever to activate the punch. So I've already showed you how to use a straight punch. To use a frame punch to punch a straight border, it's exactly the same. You use your little guidelines, pop your paper in, make sure it's butted up to the edge of the plate, and you work your way along exactly the same. What I'm going to show you here is how to use the frame punch to punch around corners. Okay, so when you're doing this, because the way the design is, it's based on 2-inch increments, so your paper needs to be increments of 2 inches. So it can be 2 by 4, it could be 4 by 6, 4 by 4, 8 by 8, 8 by 6, as long as it's a 2-inch increment. Okay, so what you need to do is line on the plate. You'll see that there's these silver lines, okay, on the edge there. You don't have that with a straight punch. Okay, so that's the difference. So And this is designed to go around the corner. If you use this technique with a normal straight punch, depending on the punch, you're probably not going to get the same effect. There are different techniques to punch around corners, and we'll do that in another video. Okay, but what you need to do is line your paper up with the silver line here on your plate. Okay, so we'll pop the paper in here. Make sure it's buttered straight up against the edge of the plate there, and that the edge of your paper or cardstock is lined up with the silver line on your plate. Okay, so you can punch along if you like. So this is using the same technique as we did before. You make sure that your paper's buttered up against the edge. Your design is covering the blue design on the plate. Okay. The difference is when you want to go around a corner, you turn your paper 90 degrees. Okay, and see, depending if you want to go left or right, there's these silver lines are on the either side of the plate. Okay, we turn the corner and you can see that when we've punched, it's left this little 1-inch piece at the end. Okay, so we turn the paper 90 degrees and we line up the edge of that little piece of paper there. The edge is butted up against the edge, and this little edge of paper is lined up against with that silver line there on the plate. Okay, and then we punch. And what that will do is cut out that little piece there, and we've punched around the edge of that piece. And then again, we can continue punching. All right. So that is the frame punch. And we'll just go on to the circle punch. So the circle punch, they're not available at the moment. They do sell through again quite quickly when they do become available, because they are very popular. They're very pretty, and they are usually available for a limited time. So we'll use the floral circle punch. So with these ones, they need to be cut out of a 6-inch square. So we just need to cut our paper out to 6 inches. Okay, and you can see the design. We'll just flip this up and activate the lever. You can see this one is actually designed very differently. Okay, you've just got like a plain plate at the bottom with a little right angle edge to it. Okay, so it does need to be 6 inches. And what you do is you butt the paper up into the corner of that 90-degree angle there. Okay, and we just punch around. So punch, turn at 90 degrees, punch, 90 degrees. Okay, then we flip our paper over because we want to punch these corners. Okay, so we butt this corner up into that edge of the plate. I'm just going to get my paper out there for a second. Okay, and then we do the same. Punch. Beautiful. Okay, and that creates that sweet little doily. Okay, very pretty. And again, it's some of these punches have these sweet little confetti that you could use for other parts of your layout. Okay, so as you can see, there's really a great range of punches to choose from. It's really only limited by your imagination what you can do with these. They are terrific tools. This is the first in a series of videos, so like and follow me and you'll be updated as I upload the new videos. But the series of videos will take you through each type of punch and give you some ideas and techniques on how to use the various types of punches to achieve different effects on your layouts. So as I mentioned, I am a Creative Memories advisor. You can shop online with me. I will put the link in the comments to make it easy for you, and you can like and follow my page Scrap Happy Cath, or join my group Scrap Happy Cath, and get lots of ideas and inspiration. All right, well, I hope you found that useful, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.